But you said something about Deshaun Watson. You talked about they overpaid.
They did overpay.
Why?
It's a quarterback. He's a quarterback who sat out for an entire year. And let's talk about when he didn't sit out. What did he accomplish to earn $230 million? Did he have a Super Bowl I'm unaware of? And listen, I'm not knocking Deshaun Watson's talent, but last time I checked, he didn't have an MVP.
Yep.
He doesn't have a Super Bowl under his belt. But I believe he went to the AFC Championship and lost.
I would say this, for sure top 10, but was he a top 5 quarterback? Because basically, was he a top 5 quarterback?
When he got signed?
Before. It's debatable. Top 10 for sure.
But he sat out an entire year. Everyone knows the league is what have you done for me lately? What he's done for me lately is nothing.
Ashley, and this actually shows Lamar Jackson's value. If a team is willing to give up all of that for Deshaun Watson with everything you said, no, they did not.
They 100% overpaid, Brandon. The Browns
when do we ever see? Listen, every year we talk about free agency, top running backs, top quarterbacks.
Right.
No, not top quarterbacks, top wide receivers, top defensive ends, top corners, top safeties. Every year, the biggest deals go to offensive line, defensive line, and free agency. Wide receivers, and then you have a few safeties here and there, right? Other positions.
Okay.
We are never, ever talking about quarterbacks. Why? Because it's hard. It's rare that you ever see a quarterback on the market.
Okay.
You don't give up franchise quarterbacks.
Let's ignore. First of all, he requested a trade out of Houston and sat out until they traded. They forced his hand. But let's ignore that part for a second. He sat out an entire year, and all you had on his resume to gauge his value on was he doesn't have an MVP.
Doesn't matter.
He doesn't have a Super Bowl. He lost, I believe, in the conference championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs, if I'm correct.
Okay.
You're telling me that's a $230 million quarterback just strictly off potential?
Yes,
he sat out an entire year.
Well, it doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, as a receiver,
if he were desperate and they overpaid. The Browns were desperate and they overpaid because the Falcons were in the mix. The Saints were in the mix. The Dolphins were in the mix. They overpaid for him.
If Drew Brees, right now, if I'm active. And I'm playing for the Jets, right? Back in the day, playing for the Jets. And we have no quarterback. We got Zach Wilson as our only option, okay? And Drew Brees comes out and say, hey, I'm coming out of retirement. The 45-year-old Drew Brees, however old he is, he says he's coming out of retirement. I'm going to say give him whatever he wants.
Brandon,
give him whatever he wants. It's hard to find a quarterback. I don't give a damn.
What good is potential without the results, though?
What you mean the results? You want to look up Deshaun Watson?
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying about his potential. I get it. It's there. We saw glimpses of it while he was playing before he took the year off. But he doesn't have the results. There's not enough results to justify $230 million.
Why not?
I'm not saying that he didn't deserve a hefty contract, but you can't sit here and say that the Browns did not overpay for him to strictly make sure that he was their quarterback.
It was still
overpaid.
But hold on. Patrick Mahomes, I know he had an MVP, he had a Super Bowl.
Don't relate it to Patrick Mahomes.
But he got a deal that we've never seen in the NFL before. $500 million.
MVP,
yeah, but
Super Bowl.
That was an unprecedented deal.
Oh, come on, Brandon.
It was unprecedented.
Apples and
Why?
oranges.
Because what they did is they looked at it, they said, look, we're going to lock him up for the next 10 years. And the market is going to drastically change probably within 5 years. We've already seen that happen. So what they're looking at is like, look, we got our guy. The Cleveland Browns is looking at Deshaun like, look, we're willing to do this because we know we got our guy. And they're also looking at Lamar Jackson. They see all these other quarterbacks coming. Lamar Jackson is going to shift the market. You got Russell Wilson who ended up coming back and shifting the market. You have Josh Allen was going to be up. They seen this. So they went out there and did the best thing for the franchise. And that's the same thing when it comes to this whole Lamar thing is – he can be worth $300 million guaranteed.
Okay, but you know what the difference? You know what the difference is between the comparison of Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes? First of all, it doesn't take one piece to win a Super Bowl, as you know. But the Chiefs had won a Super Bowl. The guys were paid. Patrick Mahomes was a pivotal part of that, but the team was already constructed to win and has won since. You can't compare that to Deshaun Watson.
Yes, I can. Because I'm just talking about a quarterback. Listen, you gotta have a top 5 defense, okay, to win it, or you gotta have a quarterback.
It's
point
not
blank, period.
So you're going to compare.
Justin Jefferson just went for 2,000 yards and they didn't even sniff the Super Bowl.
The Browns are not even in place with the team offensively, even if you implement Deshaun Watson into it. When they signed him to win a Super Bowl,
look what they're doing.
But he had no proof of what he said. He had no proof of concept. There were glimpses. Yes, he was a top 10 quarterback. Absolutely. I'm not negating that. But you cannot compare it to Patrick Mahomes. And you can't even compare it to Lamar Jackson.